Welcome back, everyone. We're about to conclude this series. Ran very long, and I ended up having to split into two episodes, so it's going to be 10 and 11, or 10A and 10B. But I just want to thank all of you who are watching so far. I hope you liked the video enough to subscribe. I hope you like to like. I hope you like the series channel enough to subscribe. And just to reiterate, the whole point of this series from the very beginning was let's build an application from scratch, unplanned, unscripted, and we're just going to think it out as we go. You're going to see a lot of that in this episode. You've seen a lot in other episodes too. The point is just showing you what Access can do and just kind of show how the sausage is made. I think sometimes that's important. So anyway, without further ado, here is the penultimate episode of our Access series. Thank you again for watching. Welcome back. This is my second attempt at episode 10. When we when we finished the last episode, we were having a problem. The played was giving us weird results. Actually, it was weirder than this, wasn't it? I'll go to Spokane because that's the only one with unplayed games. Yeah, it kind of looks like it kind of works, but kind of doesn't. And I'm saying show only the played games. Well, it's showing it, so it's correctly showing these four. It's showing these four as well. They're unplayed games. It just happens that they're all home games. So I realized the error when I was editing the last episode. So it's actually going to be a quick fix. Well, sort of a quick fix. Let me show you what I mean. So the problem, and I'll bet a lot of you saw it too, was that where is the check played? Yeah, okay. This line as and is played. Basically, so we were mixing up ands and ors. The problem is this: we have ors up here. We don't have any ors in the weak filter, but we do in the play filter. So here's what was essentially happening. Let me just open up a notepad and I'll show you, kind of just in English terms. Okay, this is effectively what we were doing. Home team is Spokane, or so. Oh, let me remove the parentheses. This is what the filter basically ended up being. Actually, so it was this. It started out as this from the team filter, and that's correct. But then when we said and played equals 2, well, what we're doing is it's a logical error. Basically, is what was happening. We're mixing up ors and ands, and I'm going into the assumption that it uses Boolean logic and applies the and first. So basically, what was happening: home team is Spokane, or away team and played. So in other words, if Spokane is the home team, it'll show a game whether it's played or not. It'll show home Spokane or away and played. And that was a problem. If I change this, I could change this so that, by what I mean by this, I could change the played filter to just do this. This is one possible option. In other words, to just put parentheses around this, and that would work in theory. But the problem there is, how do we accomplish this programmatically? Basically, I did that, and I said, okay, well, let's just take what's there, and it still didn't work, because what happened was, if you keep checking that box, let's say I then check the box again, the filter then becomes, so it works initially. It works initially. Initially it works, but as soon as you check a second time, well, now it's and played equals false. Now you can look at this, you can say, obviously this is going to show no records, right? Because regardless, even if this doesn't even matter anymore. Played equals true and played equals false. Well, that can't happen. So, long story short, I decided we got to change things a little bit. I tried to change this with the played. In other words, we made this form, or I made this form, so that it goes by filters and it operates on an as update or after update, and that creates a problem because if I just keep clicking this play button, that's what we're gonna have: and true, and false, and true, and false. So That's not a good solution. So here's what we're going to do. I hope we can do this in this one episode. I decided we're not going to do this in the after event procedures. What we're going to do is, and this was supposed to be wrapping a bow on the entire thing after we finish the report, but no, this is important. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to add a button here. It says submit or apply. I guess you can do either way. All right, so I'm going to say submit, and we're going to say button submit, and then okay, yes, and so we got to put the on click, and so this on click event is where we're going to put all the filtering. All the filtering is going to happen at once. I think what we're going to do is ultimately we're going to get rid of these after updates, all of them, and let's just start with this. I'm not going to cut. I'm just going to copy for now. Actually, you know what? Why don't I move this down below here? So we got everything consecutive. Let's maximize this. So everything is consecutive. I don't need the unplay. I just need these three. Okay. So let's see. Okay. We're going to apply. We're just going to apply this as it goes. So let's actually dim str filter as string. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if str filter, actually, if it's actually no, we don't need to do this yet because string filter has just been declared, so it is empty. All right, so instead of me.filter equals, I'm just going to say str filter. Okay, now that takes care of the submit. Now, let me just see, because this is going to, no, it's okay. Well, we just have to build this as it goes. Let's actually, okay, now let's leave it as is. I'm just trying to think. We got to build the and. We're still mixing up ands and ors. That's the problem. I think maybe we got to make this simple. I think we got to just make them all ands. Well, let's see. Let's just see as we go along, because we're building the whole thing at once. Let's go to the weak filth. Oh, actually, before we even do that, we got to say if me.cbo team filth. Let's do this. NZ, because I don't know. It could be null. It could be is not equal to. There we go. If it's not null, we've got to make sure there's something in there. Okay. And we do the same thing here. We do see if nz me.weak cbo weak filth. Actually, let's just copy this and change what we need to change. Weak filth, str filter. Okay, now here's where we have the problem, because we can't just set it from scratch because we already got. So there are two possibilities. The string filter here, we knew str filter is going to be blank to start because we just created it, but now it may or may not be. So we have to have, and just bear with me here. We have to have an internal if. If you think this is complicated, you should have seen the original version of this episode that I abandoned. So anyway, I'm not even going to tell you what my solution was there. I believe in showing the creation process, the troubleshooting process, warts and all. And that happens when coding sometimes. You do something and say, oh man, this doesn't work. Why didn't I do it that way? There you go. Okay, back to business. All right, so the string str filter may or may not be true. So if str filter is blank, then we do this. I was hoping not to do it this way, but I forced my hand when I put that is played checkbox in there. So, I gave myself lemons, right? Kind of. Oh, that'll teach me to put an extra search field in there. All right, but it's a good teaching moment. So where were we? Okay, else. Now this actually, you know what? I put something extra in there. I wonder if we're going to continue to do this as an or. No, you know what? We'll put the parentheses afterward. Let's just. That's okay. So if it's not blank, it'll be str filter equals str filter, and I have to put. I have to put. Oh, wait a minute. We have an or in here. Hang on a second. Oh wait. First of all, it's weak fill. So let's. Oh, this is where we copy weak. Matter of fact, wait a minute. Oh, this is for weak fill. Oh, hang on a second. There we go. I had the wrong thing in here. Okay, that's all right. I know. I wish I wouldn't do that. Like, I know there's an error in here. You don't have to beep at me and put it in red. Okay. So SFR and okay. If it's not blank, we can put and weak. Oh, we still got to put that. And weak equals. No. That's not right. Because it's still an. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, we got to think this through. So, I don't necessarily want to combine the team search and the weak search. I want to do them completely separate. But yet, I still want to build them all at once because I got to put that or played false in there. Okay, so maybe what we're going to do is this. So, how about we do this? If the team filter is not filled, okay, so we're only going to do. Yeah, I don't see a way around this because when we had these in the after updates, we reset the filter each time. So we don't know when we press that submit button. We don't know whether the current search is week by week or by team. We just don't. So we're gonna have to make a choice here. Without making this really complicated, we're gonna have to make. I'm going to make this an or. And that's just going to be the end of it. Oh, let's. Yeah. So this is correct. I think. If nothing is selected, it's just going to go through this whole thing. Oh, we don't need extra end. It's just going to go through this whole thing and do nothing. As a matter of fact, I better just to be on the safe side. It's just going to go through and it's going to do nothing. And if str filter not equal nothing, then me dot filter equals str filter, and me refresh. And if it is blank, if there's nothing in there, it's just going to go right through this. It's going to have a blank filter. It's not going to apply it, and that's it. So if the team filter is filled out and the weak filter isn't, just the team filter is filled. So if just the team filter is filled, then that's good too. It'll just fill the home ID. It'll ignore all of this. If just the weak filter, see, we don't want. If just the weak filter is filled, then it will just go through this. Yeah, because if just the weak is filled, well, then str filter will be blank, so it'll just say weak equals and apply weak. Okay. If just the team is filled, I think we covered that. Didn't we? I'm losing track. If just the team is filled, it's going to fill here and ignore all this. If both of them are filled, then we're going to say then that's where this kicks in. Both of them were filled out. Okay, so or we, yeah. So that we'll go with this. We haven't dealt with the play yet, but we'll do that. Let me do this. Add the parentheses here. Add the parentheses. What do I do? Shoot. Gotta make sure the parentheses are in the right place because the plate is still going to be an and. That has to be an and. So I gotta use parentheses. You gotta make sure the entire thing has parentheses around it. Actually, I could just do this at the end, couldn't I? All right, here's what we're going to do. str filter equals str and str filter. We got to cover it. We haven't dealt with the is played yet, so this is just where we have to change this to this. Because if it does nothing, then it's just going to be two parentheses. Hope I'm thinking this through. You are watching the sausage being made. Okay, that's the whole point of this series. Now, so I think we've covered all aspects of the team and weak filter. Now, let's just put a little bit of team drop down, a little bit of weak drop down. Now comes the is played checkbox. So first we'll check. We have to do this after applying the parentheses because basically what we're going to do. Can I put the notepad back up here? Basically what we're trying to do is team or weak, whatever's in here, and played equals true. So played equals true, like I said, the plate, we're going to layer that on top of everything. That's going to be an and. Because I think that's how we would want to do it. Show all week one games that have not played. We don't want to show anything that's in week one or is unplayed. That makes no sense. It just doesn't make logical sense to me. Maybe, so we still want to do the and. So that's why we put in the parentheses here. The parentheses we're inserting are these parentheses, this beginning and end. So far we have this. No, I mean, assuming that at least one of those places is checked. I mean, I could say if they're not checked, that we just exit sub right away, but no, we can't do that because I didn't play checkbox. Okay, so meantime, I think we're getting rid of the after updates. Let me just oh, okay, I can leave them alone. No, I don't want to leave them alone. Let me just comment these all out for now. Okay, we're 23 minutes. Let's get this. This is running long already. Okay. So is played checkbox. So here's what we're gonna do. If str filter equals then. Well, then it's not an issue. Because then we could... So this means that week and team are blank. And the only thing we're worrying about is played. So this is the easy case. str filter equals... I don't even remember what the copy is anymore. Unplayed. Where's the checkbox? Check played filter. There we go. Where are we? Lost my place. Oh, this our filter is play. Okay, and that's it. And then it's not going to be just parentheses anymore. So this is going to be okay. Sorry, yeah, sorry. This is just going to be. I think that last if statement still applies. Yeah. Thing is, though, what if we? We may have to make it a triple state checkbox, because it may be the case that we don't care if the game is played or not. This is gonna apply the played filter whether we want to or not. And I think we need to make this a triple state. In other words, we want to be able to have, if the box is unchecked, do we want it to show all unplayed games or all games? Or we can just do a triple state. I hate to close out the episode without testing anything, but this is okay. But let me just take a brief look here. This one box is causing us so much trouble. Or causing me so much trouble. You're just watching. If I make this a triple state. Okay, so I'm going to make it true. We're not binding this to anything. It's unbound, so we're not worried about whether it's a null value or not. So let's just click the form. I just want to see it. Oh, okay, yeah, because the code's unfinished. But can we just comment this all out for now? I don't want to. So yeah, it's yes, no, I don't care. I think that just makes it null. If I'm remembering this correctly. Let's say this. Okay. Everything today has taken longer than expected. I'm working on a Python project that, because I forgot to add one field, I got all sorts of messed up data and I had to start something over again. Thank goodness it's Friday at least. So let's see. Yeah, we can uncheck this now. I had to uncheck because it kept giving me these errors. Well, actually, no, we do want this checked. We're not doing the after update anymore. So yeah, we actually did want this. We want to, let's move it up here with the rest. So okay, that's the before. This is the after. Okay, where were we? Okay, STR filter. So no, we're up here. Okay, else, which is probably the case. Oh no, we were saying okay. So hang on a second. Let's say else if. Let's do an else if here. So now we have to put all this inside another. I know a lot of if statements here. So all of this is wrapped up in. We're not in that neutral state because we want to be able. Now, what if it's already filtered and then I want to uncheck to unfilter? This whole thing's going to be skipped. But we'll deal with that later. Let's just get the basics running. Okay. Else str filter. This itself is not too hard. Str filter and is played equals me dot check played filter. That should do it, actually. Well, with the exception that what if you uncheck it or put it in the null state after you've already filtered and you want to put the null state to unfilter? Maybe hang on a second. Maybe so if it's in the null state, so I want to have an action for that. Because in other words, if played is already filtered, okay, so it skipped all this. We're still on the team, and okay, so I knew at this point the episode was running very long, and there's some ways to go yet. So I'm gonna break off here and leave the suspense of whether this search form works in the next episode. Slight spoiler alert, it does, but we still have some changes. There are still some errors in here that need to be addressed. And I'm going to have kind of a final message as well to kind of wrap up the series. So thank you for watching so far. Please like and subscribe. The rest of this episode will be aired as either 10B or 11. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.